I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Summer is almost here, and to me that means getting ready for picnics and backyard parties. I can smell burgers on the grill now, can't you? To get us ready, AccuQuilt is releasing the new limited edition GO fork, knife, and spoon die. This applique die features larger than life silverware shapes that, in addition to picnics, are perfect for food or kitchen or birthday or camp projects. This die includes 3 shapes: the fork, the knife, and the spoon. It comes on a 6x12 die board with the special limited edition teal tray. The die comes in special packaging to make it easy to recognize in the store. The GO fork, knife, and spoon die coordinates with the 2019 Row by Row Experience theme, Taste the Experience. But quilters, the best part about this die is that it comes with a free embroidery download. It has 3 different stitches: the satin stitch, the motif stitch, and here's a sample of our blanket stitch. But that's not all. It also has the GO Broken Dishes Table Runner pattern, which is this project here. It's included in the packaging. We're going to show you how to make it later in the video. Quilters, why don't you think about using the GO Circle 6-inch or 8-inch die, or the GO Big Circle 4, 6, 7, or 8-inch die to make a plate and complete your place setting. Try using the GO Carefree Alphabet to add fun to your placemat or wall hanging. The GO fork, knife, and spoon die is compatible with all GO cutters, and you can use it on your studio cutter so long as you have the appropriate adapter. All our cutters are safe and easy to use and reduce hand and arm strain that you might experience with other cutting methods. Remember, the GO fork, knife, and spoon die is a limited edition die and will only be available through the end of 2019. So make sure you pick one up from your favorite retail store or online at AccuQuilt.com. Continue watching if you'd like to know how to make our GO Broken Dishes Table Runner. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to show you this really fun GO Broken Dishes Table Runner project. This is such a cute, fast, easy project. You could make it in a weekend. You only need 2 dies. The first die that you need is the new GO fork, knife, and spoon die. You also need die number 3 from the 9-inch cube. It's my favorite shape, those half square triangles. And those are the only 2 dies that you need. Now the pattern for this particular project is on the packaging of the limited edition GO fork, knife, and spoon die. So make sure that you keep the packaging so that you can refer to the pattern. Basically, this pattern is just half square triangles that we're going to sew together to make squares. Then we're going to sew 4 together to make a bigger square. Then we're going to cut out the fork and the spoon, cross them in the center, and that's how easy it's going to be. So watch this. First of all, I'm going to take my strips of red and white. Now quilters, here's the big tip of the day. Since I'm going to sew these shapes together, I'm going to cut them together. That's going to save me even more time. Make sure that label is at your belly and the lengthwise grain, listen, nice and tight, is traveling back and forth across the die board. Now remember, with our GO dies, you can cut up to 6 layers of cotton in one pass. Quilters, today I'm going to use our GO Big electric fabric cutter, but you could also use your GO cutter and even your GO Me to cut this project. All right, here we go. When it gets to the other side, give it a little love. Slide, don't lift. Pull back. Ta-da, here's our perfect half square triangles. The next thing you want to do is you want to take your pre-fused fabric. You can use up to 4 layers of pre-fused cotton when you're cutting out your project. And I did kind of subcut so that as I'm cutting, I'm only going to cut the spoon shape. So make sure, line it up here on the die board. All right, here we go. Put the cutting mat on top. And remember, quilters, when you're cutting with pre-fused fabric, You don't have to worry about that lengthwise grain. Give it some love. Slide, don't lift. And now we've made a perfect spoon. All right, quilters, we're ready to sew. I've already cut my half square triangles that we need for the Go Broken Dishes table runner. And remember, we cut them together. So now they're ready to be sewn together. What a great tip. Also remember, when we cut our half square triangles, we cut off those dog ears so they are all ready to sew. And from this point here to this point here is a perfect 1/4 inch seam. All right, I'm gonna get me some jumper fabric so that I don't bury my needle. And I'm just gonna start sewing. I'm just gonna sew a couple of them for you today. All right, I'm chain piecing, so I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna add the next set of half square triangles. I'm not gonna lift up my needle or my presser foot. Here we go. All right, quilters, when you had cut and sewn all your half square triangles together, look at how fast and easy that was in chain piecing. You're gonna come apart. You wanna follow the pressing instructions that are included on the pattern. And since we're typical quilters, we're gonna press to the dark side. So watch this. I love the half square triangle die because it comes out perfect every single time. So now look, ta-da, here is our perfect block. We're gonna sew 2 of them together to make a half, 2 halves together to make the squares. And then when we're done making the squares, we're gonna peel off the back of our spoon to peel off that fusible, iron it down to the center, add the fork, and you're ready to go. What a great project. We'd love to see your finished projects. You can upload them to our Facebook page. Quilters, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. I'm Pam Heller from AccuQuilt, and I'm here to help you cut time so you can quilt more.
Hi, I'm Erica, and I'm here today to show you how to work with the free downloadable embroidery that comes with our fork, knife, and spoon die. Really cute, lots of possibilities for you, like the project hanging behind me. This is our die. It has those 3 shapes on it. The free downloadable embroidery includes 3 different stitches. There's a satin stitch, a blanket stitch, and a motif stitch. And the link to download that embroidery can be found inside the packaging. So I want to show you how to embroider one of the shapes. We're going to do the spoon for you today. I've already got my background over here in my machine and ready to go. And the first thing that it'll do is give us a placement stitch, and that's going to let us know exactly where to put our shape. So let's get started. So we've got our placement stitch, and I'll show you what that looks like. And when you get that out, it's going to show you exactly where to put your shape. Now, before we cut out our spoon, we had pre-fused it, and I pulled the paper off. I'm ready to go ahead. Now that I've got my placement line here, I know exactly where to put this shape. Now, normally I would match my stitching to my background, but I wanted you to be sure that you could see that stitching. So I'm going to go ahead now that we've got it placed and take my little iron. I want to make sure that those edges are sealed down so that we get a great finished product. And get them tacked down. Don't need to over iron, just need to make sure that it's secure for us. Go ahead and come back to the machine. Now, I mentioned we've got 3 stitches. This time we're going to be using our blanket stitch, mostly because it's my favorite. Okay, got our hoop back in the machine, and I'll show you exactly what that's going to look like. Perfect, we're done. So here's our spoon We've got it all stitched out for you. You can see that fun blanket stitch on there, and we know you're going to come up with a lot of great ideas for using this die. We hope you'll share those projects and those ideas with us on our Facebook page, and we hope that you'll always remember that at AccuQuilt we help you cut time so you can quilt more.